Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today let's talk about a couple of topics including May 2025 Visa Bulletin. There are some changes in it. There is a lot happening in the immigration space such as Alien Registration Act, some difficulty for students in terms of the bill that has been introduced in the Congress for cancelling OPTs, some things you might want to consider when you're going for stamping, and tips for green card interview. We'll also talk about some Visa Bulletin date progression for the rest of the year. What can we expect? So a lot of important topics. Watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now check out the links in the description because there are some new links, especially with the Ultra Human Ring. You'll get 10% discount if you use the code in the description. Now this ring I have been wearing for a long time and it has changed my life. The biggest thing I like about this ring is sleep tracking. It gives me insights into how I slept and why I slept the way I did, depending on what my previous day looked like. And the best of all, it does not have any subscription model. Ultrahuman was kind enough to send me this ring and provide me a affiliate link or the code Mandar, which you can add when you are checking out while buying the ring, and you will get 10% discount. So also while you're down there, because I'll be doing my giveaway announcements in 2 weeks towards the end of April. And don't forget to add your comments because those are incredibly helpful, not just for me, but for also the people who are viewing this video because they can get some of their general questions answered in the comment section as well. So let's talk about the Visa Bulletin first and then we'll dive into the important topics after that. So as usual, we have April 2025 Visa Bulletin on the left and May 25 Visa Bulletin on the right. So let's look at the family sponsored final action dates first. So here is the F1. You can see that there is no change in the F1 or chargeability, China or India. So it remains as 15th of March 2016. Mexico has advanced by 3 months from 1st of January to 22nd of April 2005. Philippines remains the same. F2A remains the same throughout. All chargeability, China, India, Mexico also remains the same, and Philippines. F2B remains the same in all chargeability, China and India at 22nd of July 2016, 1st of January 2006 for Mexico and Philippines. Philippines slightly moved forward in the F2B category by about a month from January to February. Now F3 remains the same for all chargeability, China, India at 1st of April 2011. Mexico remains the same and Philippines, however, has advanced by almost 5 months from March to September. F4 for all chargeability has advanced 1st of August to 1st of January 2008. So about 5 months. China and India also the same. China has advanced by about the same time, but India has remained exactly the same at 15th of June 2016. Philippines and Mexico remain the same. Now let's look at the filing date chart for the family base section. Now all chargeability, China and India remain the same at 1st of September 2017. Mexico remains same at 1st of April 2006 and Philippines remains the same at 22nd April 2015. F2A also remains. F2A actually progressed for all chargeability, China and India from 15th of October 2024 to 1st of February 2025. So which is a good progression, very close to becoming current. F2A, which used to be current for a long time, but now we are seeing retrogression. But regardless, Mexico also progressed from 15th of October 2024 to 1st of February 2025. So across the board, F2A has progressed by about 3 months. F2B has not progressed at all. 1st of January 2017 remains the same for all chargeability, China, India. Mexico remains the same and Philippines remains the same. F3 also remains the same throughout. F4 remains the same. F4 actually has progressed from 1st of April 2008 to 1st of June 2008 for all chargeability in China. For India, it has, however, remained the same at 1st October 2006. Mexico has remained the same and Philippines has remained the same.
And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video. Have you ever done the Google search of your own name? Look what I have found when I did mine. Here's what comes up. While some of this information is relevant, the other makes me uncomfortable that my information is exposed for a sale like this. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, or anybody else who may want to target you. Your full name, email address, home address, your relatives' names, health information, it's all out there. That's why I have been using Aura, sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out request for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. Aura does so much more to protect my information and my family's information from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up, and best of all, I get everything for one affordable price. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like locking the front door but leaving your back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to my link which is on the screen and in the description and start your free 2 weeks trial. So protect your information, your family, and have a peace of mind. That's Aura.
So no much progression in the family based section, although you can see the final action has moved forward for F2A and F4 category, which is a good news for that. So what that tells me is, although there is a travel ban and so on for so many countries, there is still visas being given out at the consulates. I still don't believe that there is going to be any spillovers by the end of the year because they had advanced by months, and I am also seeing the advancement in the filing date chart for family based category. Now let's look at the employment based category. Now here's the chart for employment based category, which is the final action chart, which means that that is when USCIS is going to pick up your application if your date becomes current in this chart to actually adjudicate your case. So EB1, all chargeability remains current. China remains the same at 8th of November 2022. India remains the same at 15th of February 2022. This date has been stuck for a while now. Mexico and Philippines remain current. EB2, all chargeability remains the same at 22nd June 2023. China remains the same at 1st of October 2020. India remains the same at 1st of January 2013. Mexico and Philippines also remain the same. EB3, all chargeability remains the same at 1st of January 2023. China and India also remain the same. No change in China and India. Also no change in Mexico and Philippines. Other workers category has not progressed at all throughout the board. Fourth preference category and religious workers category and actually unavailable because there are no visa numbers left for the remainder of the year. So we'll see this unavailable for the remainder of the year. Fifth preference category is generally current throughout, except if you are in unreserved fifth preference category. Now let's look at the filing date chart for employment based category. Now as you can see, filing date chart, no change in all chargeability for EB1. China, India, Mexico, Philippines all remain the same. EB2 also remains the same throughout. EB3, however, has changed just for India. Actually, EB3 in the final action chart, I made a mistake in telling that EB3 had actually progressed from 1st of April 2013 to 15th of April 2013. So there is a 15 days of progression for EB3 final action chart, which means some people are going to get their green cards processed whose dates are current. Now going back to the filing date chart, I don't see any advancement in any category for EB1, EB2 or EB3. However, for other workers category, you can see the dates progressed for all chargeability from 22nd of June 2020, no changes. Now the rest of the chart remains the same. Now let's look if there are any comments down below. The retrogression of EB fifth preference category final action, which for India, which is in high demand, and that's no surprise because I am getting a lot of calls for EB5. So if you have any questions regarding your EB5 petition, how long the wait is expected, what is the process, I have countless number of people and they have provided me with their experiences which I can share with you. So contact me through Calendly if you are interested in EB5. Now they are saying that high demand and number used by India in EB5 unreserved visa categories combined with the increased rest of the world demand made it necessary to further retrogress India's final action date to hold number used within the maximum allowed numbers. So as you can see here, this is what they mean. They have applied a date. So this is what they mean. In the final action chart, if you see for EB5 unreserved, you can see that they had retrogressed from 1st of November 2019 to 1st of May 2019. So it went back by about 6 months. Now that's about the visa bulletin. Now let's quickly touch on what can we expect. Now I don't expect any change in the filing date chart until July at least. So there are in the EB category specifically. The reason is that they are doing the quarterly updates to the numbers, and if there are any numbers available from the lateral non-backlog countries such as ROW, which is rest of the world, they will become available on a quarterly basis. So the next chance when the dates will move forward in the filing date chart is in July. Now in the final action chart, we can continue to see slow progressions to meet towards the filing date chart by the end of the year, which is September. Now in the September visa bulletin, I'm still expecting 6 to 8 months of progression for EB2 and EB3 category. EB1, I cannot speculate until I see a new data that USCIS can publish, that USCIS will publish shortly. The current data is more than 6 months old, so we cannot do any speculation on how EB1 is going to progress for the rest of the year. Note down in the comment section below what you think about the progression of dates for the remainder of the year in the EB category. Now, although I'm getting some success stories in EB1A category, in fact, I'm getting a lot of success stories in EB1A category. I found out that there were 2 people who got the NOIDs in EB1A category. So 2 people who have just contacted me. So it's not a huge number, but denials are still happening in EB1A category. So I just wanted to point that out, and the notice of intent to deny had to do with their criterias not having met, and in spite of the expectation of the visa officer for EB1A. So that's why the NOIDs were given. Now remember, if you are on a non-immigrant visa, this is important to note. If you are on a non-immigrant visa, even if your green card petition gets rejected, as long as you have a non-immigrant visa such as H or L, which you can go back on, you can still safely stay in the country. The denial of the green card does not impact your non-immigrant status. However, if you are not on non-immigrant status, if you are only using like EAD or AP, then you will have some issues if your 485 gets denied. I have seen some cases, I have talked to some cases recently regarding the situation. If you happen to be in that situation, let me know and I can help you how to navigate the system. Ultimately, you are going to need a lawyer to do a transfer of your or a change of your visa category to some other visa category, but I can at least guide you in this situation. Now, Alien Registrations Act that came in, I had covered it in my previous videos, but there are still more questions because this is so sensitive topic. There are people who are coming from India who are visiting their kids who have completed their education or who are about to graduate to attend their graduation walk. There are parents who are coming and they are nervous about this Alien Registration Act. So I just wanted to clarify that Alien Registration Act or USCIS has implemented a requirement for anybody who is not officially registered or undocumented in this country to be registered if they have spent more than 30 days in this country. But there are exceptions. So if you came with a proper visa and if your fingerprint and biometrics were done as a part of you getting the visa, then you are already pre-registered. You don't need to register again. So that is the clarification that I wanted to make, that if you are coming to the US on a visa, on a proper visa, such as visitor visa, H1 visa, L1 visa, you don't need to worry about this registration beyond 30 days. Now there are some countries like Canada who USCIS allows them to come to United States without any visa, just on their passport. And Canadians usually did not have any restrictions up to 180 days. They had the special privilege. But now Canada also is being put in the same category as the rest of the world. Even if the travel is visa free, if you are traveling from Canada on a Canadian passport to the United States and going to stay beyond 30 days, you need to register before you come. So that is the clarification that I wanted to make. Now, another hint is how can you ensure that you don't need to register. look at your I-94. If your I-94 were updated with a new date, and you can generally find it in online I-94, just type I-94 online or USCIS in Google and you will go straight to that link where you can put some information and find out your I-94 date. So in the recent admission into the United States, if your I-94 was updated with a new date which is beyond 30 days, then that means that you are already pre-registered. You don't need to worry about this Alien Registration Act. You are already pre-registered. So that is just another hint. Another way is if you are flying into the country and not just coming via road from Mexico or Canada. Sometimes what happens is from Mexico and Canada, they do not update your I-94. So in that case, you need to register. But if you are coming by a flight, you're always most certainly registered. So you don't need to worry about that. Now, a lot of topics around how students are facing difficulty. You must have heard in the news that student visas are being revoked, but those are for certain reasons. As long as you are a legitimate student in this country, you are doing your coursework in the full time, you are maintaining the conditions and terms of your F1 visa, you don't need to worry about it. What I would suggest is do not get involved in any of the political drama that is going on in the United States if you are a visitor or if you are on visa, and especially if you are a student visa. So don't get involved into that. It's easy to get carried away through your friends and family, but remember you are on a visa, so you need to watch out. Now, new students should think twice before coming to the United States. Things have changed and they are changing rapidly, especially for students. First of all, there is a bill that has been brought into the Congress to end the OPT. The new bill threatens to scrap post-study work permit, which is the 3-year work permit which is given to the STEM students. They are planning to end it. Now, this is just a bill. Arizona Republican Congressman Paul Gosar has introduced the Fairness for High-Skilled Americans Act. High-skilled, not high-skilled immigrants, but high-skilled Americans Act, which means that they want to ensure that Americans first get the job and then the immigrants. So, but what this bill has proposed is postgraduate OPT will be cancelled. Now, this is not law. This bill is just introduced. It hasn't even hit the floor yet. It may not see the light of the day. But regardless, I just wanted to kind of caution the upcoming students who are aspiring to come to the United States to see or foresee that there are going to be hurdles that you need to cross that were not existent before. So what do I mean by that? First of all, you need to maintain your F1 visa. You shouldn't get involved into any kind of demonstration or political situations. Third, maintain your status by fulfilling all the obligations of your F1 visa. Fourth, make sure that you don't accrue any unlawful presence in the United States, such as don't overstay your visa, and be prepared just in case there are any rule changes in the future in terms of OPT. And job market, that is a whole different story. Current job market is not that rosy gardens. It is not so easy for new students to get any visa. I am hearing from students on a daily basis that they are applying in dozens every day but not getting a single call. So think twice. One advice I would give for aspiring students who are still in India, who have graduated and who have given GRE and GMAT and are ready to come to US, spend some time in India, get some more experience. That's what I would suggest. If you get at least 2 to 3 years of experience in India and then come to the United States to do your masters, it will be slightly easier for you to find a job, because instead of going for freshers, companies usually prefer at least some experience in the job market. So think about that. I wouldn't suggest coming straight away from bachelor's to master's in the US. Spend some time in India, spend some time wherever you are, get some more experience, and then think about studying masters. Now there is something in the news as well about the InfoPass appointments going away. This was the case during the last administration. InfoPass appointment allows you to expedite your travel authorization, which is advance parole. So when you are in the green card process, if you don't have your advance parole and if you don't have your underlying non-immigrant status visa, then you need to expedite your AP. Now InfoPass appointment kind of helps you do that. It also helps people to get their stamp on their passport if they have 551 stamp to removal of conditions and green card and so on. There are many reasons why you would get InfoPass appointment. It is straight from your online account. You can see book an appointment, and there are several reasons why you can book those appointments. But that appointment system might get discontinued if we go by anything that we have learned from the past. That is just a speculation at this point of time. But if you have something to do, if you have a reason to do an InfoPass appointment, do it now. Don't wait for later. And then the last topic I wanted to mention is do not miss any interviews, especially the green card interviews. Now, many people talk to me that my date is becoming current. It will become current in the near future. Can I travel to India? I would say don't travel if your date is going to become current in the next couple of months, because interviews in the EB category are becoming more common, and this was expected. And if you get called for an interview, you should attend. Unless you absolutely cannot attend, then proactively reach out to the USCIS and get your date and time changed. That way you will not be penalized for not attending the interview. If you want interview related tips, check out my dedicated video for green card interview, especially for EB category. And if you have specific questions and you already have received an interview letter, contact me and I can guide you what kind of questions they ask or how the interview is conducted. Also, I'm doing my EB1A masterclass 2 weeks later. Check out the link in the description for registering for the EB1A masterclass. Many people are applying through EB1A and getting their green cards through EB1A. So you might also want to consider that. So check out all the links in the description, and be sure to subscribe and like and comment this video so that I can enter you into the giveaway announcement that I'm going to make by the end of the month. If you like the content of this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.